Yep. All right, guys, welcome. How are you all doing? It is officially Sewing with Cecily. We're getting our Instagram live stream up, so I'm just going to get 1 second as I get my second camera up. Oh, Instagram's up. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So, welcome to Sewing with Cecily. I feel awkward sitting behind this serger thing right in front of my face. So, let me move this over first so I can be comfortable with you guys. And today we're going to be doing some a fun project. It is going to be working with the Melody Top, and I think she's fallen out the screen. Let me see if I can pump her down. That's better. Perfect. So we're going to be working on the Melody Top today, but we're not just going to make the Melody Top by itself. We are going to be um, redesigning it so it can turn into a dress and combining not only making some changes to the bodice neckline, making some changes to the sleeve. I actually brought over a skirt. This was our Kelly skirt that we used for one of our 5 to Sew Like a Pro. But I'm going to be taking this skirt pattern and combining this with our Melody top. So it's going to be a fun process. I am honestly not sure how much of the actual sewing I'm going to get through. I just realized I did not bring my invisible zipper over here. So if you can find me one, maybe around I'm gonna say 18 inches. Um, doesn't have to be exact. Any of those colors in there. So let's get started. Let me look and see who is on the Facebook and the Instagram and the and all of those things before I get started, so I can say hello to everybody. Hopefully, I don't make a whole big sound. Can you all hear me? Okay. Oh, perfect. Okay. Oh, okay. I see. All right. I see. Hi, Cynthia, LeJune, Cindy, Jennifer. What's up? What's up? Make sure. Hey, D. What's up, guys? All right. Now I know you guys are there. Everybody can see me. I'm gonna get started on this project, but I want to also make sure you all notice something different because normally when we do sewing with somebody, we just have our sewing machine out just to get it out a little bit quicker. But we're going to be finishing up some seams today because we are getting ready for what? The beginner's guide to mastering the serger. Yes, this master class is coming up in just less than 2 weeks now on Sunday, May 19th, where we're going to be demystifying, y'all, all of these colored threads. We're going to be demystifying how to use this serger and first of all, answering the question, why in the world do we have 4 colors on this serger? Well, there is a specific reason why. And the specific reason why is so that we can know which stitch, which thread does which thing on the when you're serging. So, but today I'm never going to be sewing with all of these colors because they don't coordinate with my project. So I'm gonna be switching these colors out and doing a little magic because we don't have, we don't want to spend 30 minutes trying to do one switch of colors. So we'll do that first. But I want to start with some design stuff first. Let me see who else is there. I see Suzanne came in. Hi, Cheryl. Hi, Wayne. Hey, Tracy. Lucinda. Oh, fun top for my granddaughter. Oh, I love your hair. Thank you, Wendy. Okay. All right. Perfect. Perfect. So let's get started. I'm going to take this off first, okay? Because we're going to do a few changes first to this. Thank you, ma'am. To Melody. And again, guys, even though we may not get through all the sewing of it, I want to basically spend our time showing how to utilize the patterns we may or may not have all together. And here we go. All right, so we got her all undressed. And I am going to start off with the front. So the Melody top is one of those versatile patterns that you can do a lot of different things with, okay? Because it's a simple bodice. So when I'm going to start this project, and whether or not you have a dress form or not at home, you can still do this. You can use your body. Of course, you're not going to pin it onto your body, but I do want to show you something. You can just hold this up to your body as we make adjustments to this particular project. Okay. So I put Melody here, and although I love the high neck on here, I'm like, nah, I'm not going to do a high neck. I want to change this to, let's just say, a V neck. So I'm not even going to cut it because maybe one day I'm going to go back and make this top again. And instead of it being a circle neck, I want to make it a V. Instead of it being a V, which I'm doing for this one, I may just want to do a circle neck again. So I don't want to cut this off. I'm just going to fold it back. And here we are. We already are making some adjustments to this top, okay? Let me pull you down just a little bit. All right. So that's the first change I'm going to make with this. The second thing I want you all to know is this does not come with a facing. This shirt was meant so that you just finish the edge of it and then turn the, let me find the top for you all. Ooh, stomach is getting big, y'all. All right. So we just turned this, if y'all can y'all see that at all? Can they see that? Yeah, I think we just turned it in a half an inch and we did a top stitch here. But I don't want a top stitch on my top. So instead, what I'm planning on doing is cut to unfold. So this top is actually going to be fully lined, and so is the back part of this. Now, the other change that I'm going to do is I decided to pull out the Kelly. The Kelly skirt. And I am going to be attaching my Kelly skirt to here so I can make a nice T-length dress out of this. The zipper is going to be in the back. I am also going to add ties. So I found a nice contrasting fabric. And my cousin, you can tell us what the name of these fabrics are when you get a chance. Mm-hmm. So these are my two fabrics I'm going to use. I'm going to use this African print along with this cotton print. And this cotton print is going to be what I use for my ties around my waist. What else am I going to do? And again, these are all things that you guys can do at home. So when you're using your patterns, you can use them over and over and over again, okay? The other thing I did was I'm extending the sleeve. All right, so you can see from here that I've extended it maybe like 6 inches, which is going to be, let's see, a little bit like 3/4 length. And once I extend that, I am going to be using this as a band. Let me just show you real quick. Can I get that on there?
So the African print fabric is called Sea Shine.
Okay, so the African print fabric is called Sea Shine.
And then the batik is called Fig Bedrock.
Oh, Fig Bedrock. Okay, so it's called batik, but this one is not a true batik. It's actually a cotton fabric, so I don't want you all to get confused, and make sure Markia knows so we can update the language on there. Okay, so this is what I plan on doing for the end of my sleeve. All right, so super cute.
I'm so sorry.
Huh?
This one is called Maroon Honeycomb.
Oh, okay. All right, so this maroon is actually called Maroon Honeycomb. Maroon Honeycomb. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I want to head first over to the cutting table. So we're gonna cut out our center front piece. So let me move all of my stuff out the way, and you can put up the shot. All right, perfect. All right, so we're going to start off by cutting out our front pieces, okay? So I have 2 pieces of fabric that's just about the size that I need. And I first want to note something for you guys, and that is how do I cut this fabric out and make sure I have a nice, pretty design on the front of my fabric? So I am going to take this. This is my lining because I've got two pieces. It's my line. This is my main. And I found a piece where this like fern flower looking is right in the center. You see that? Right in the center. So this way I know when I'm cutting out my top that this shape is going to be right down the center of my particular top, okay? Because I don't want I don't want this flower to be like on the side here and then you just mishap. I want to make sure this is right down the center of my top. So I folded it right, made a nice little crease there. This is my lining. I don't really care what part of it I use. Nobody's going to see what that looks like. All right, so now that I have my two pieces, I'm going to go ahead and cut these out. And let me just get a couple pins. It's cut. This is originally for cut on one on fold, but I am going to do cut two on fold so that my bodice is fully lined. All right, so I can see here, I'm making this now into a V-neck. All right. All right, so I've got this done. Got this done. And I'm going to do some easy markings for my darts. So my dart line for this one is my green, right? So this is how I cheat. I just put a pin through the top, put a pin through the back. I'm going to open my layers up, put another pin through here, and suddenly when I open this all up, I will have that part marked for all four of my layers. And I'm going to do the same thing. Actually, here, I'm just going to cut a little slit here. All right. So this is going to give me the direction of my darts. This is going to be my point. I'm marked by the pin. And then the ends of my darts are marked by the slits there. So we're all done here. If we had a whole lot of time, I'd be cutting all of these notches, making sure everything is pretty. But for sake of a Facebook Live today, I'm going to leave that alone. All right. So we have this here. And I'm going to take this and just move this to the side. The only other piece that I have not cut out fully is the skirt. And the reason why I did that is because this is the center of the skirt here. You can see that okay? Yeah, kind of. Okay. This is the center of the skirt. Let me pull it down. There's a couple things I did. One, I wanted to make sure there's a lot of swing in my skirt. All right, this one was like almost a circle skirt, right? It was almost, but I was like, I want to add a little more, I don't know, what's the word? Little more movement to my skirt. That's the word I'm looking for. So I added, well, not from my hand, about 6 more inches of skirt to the side. And you're able to do this. You can do this through the entire piece, right? So if you wanted to make this to go all the way a 90-degree circle skirt, you are definitely welcome to do that. But if you get our Kelly skirt, you can see the flare on this skirt is not quite an entire. You see how much flare that is? And for purposes of this, you can see that this layer, the top layer of the melody skirt is a little bit wider. So I used the top layer pattern piece for this. All right. Also notice on the Kelly skirt, the zippers on the side seam. For the purposes of this dress, I'm going to be moving that zipper placement to the back of the skirt, okay? And I'm going to show you why. Basically, the reason why is because on the back of our peplum top, this is where the zipper placement is. So we have to continue that zipper placement from the back of this top, and it needs to go all the way down through the skirt. So what does that mean when you're placing when you're cutting out your pattern? What it means is for your center front, notice here, again, I want to make sure that that leaf was right there in the center. So I made sure I found me a piece of fabric where the fold is right there on the center of that pattern piece. All right. The other thing you have to notice is the back is hanging out a little bit. How much is that over? That's a half an inch. Just a half an inch over, and that's the seam allowance is going to be where I put my zipper in, okay? So I'm going to take a moment. I'm actually going to be cutting this open. And this is going to be my back piece that I cut open. So we have the two for the back and one on the fold for the front. All right. So for this particular project, I have a few things going on. I have the skirt that I got from the Kelly. I've got my back, and I've cut 4, okay? I've cut 4 because I want it to be self-lined. I've cut 2 of the peplum front on a fold. And then I can't make a dress without a pocket. So there's a pocket piece here. I don't know what pattern I pulled it from. It could have been the Nia top. It could have been the Nyla jacket. Pull any pocket piece you have. And then I have my sleeve piece right here. And notice I did not follow these little wings out. You all see these wings? Let me move this over to the side. I did not follow those wings out because if you were sewing this exact way it's made, those wings would fit right into that seam, like so. But I wanted to make mine longer, and I wanted to use this at the end. And we're going to put this on like binding. So I didn't need those little wings. So I made mine straight off, and then I added just enough for the bottom of my sleeve. And then the last piece that I have, this is just the width of the fabric. Let me see how wide. I'm not even going to measure it because it's not that important. I'm going to say 8 inches. This is about 8 inches wide. I have 2 of them to go in the side seams of my top. All right, so we're going to get started with some sewing. And we're also going to do some serging. So let's head back over. Let's head back over to the front shot for a second. Y'all got any questions so far? Let me know in the chat. Let's see. I see some hearts. Live chat. Why is it not giving me the... I see my head looking down at the phone in the camera. Okay, let me keep going. You can let me know if there's any questions. Okay, perfect. All right, so let's get started. The first thing I'm going to start with is a sip of water. Okay, and then we're going to start with our front bodice piece. We'll need both our fronts again, and we're going to start with those darts. We're going to start with those darts, okay? So we're going to go head over to the sewing machine. And guys, we are going to use the serger today. We're going to use the serger today because we're getting ready for the Serger Summit. If you don't know what that is, type serger inside the chat so that you can get the link and get registered. It's coming up May 19th. It's a 2-hour class on mastering Beginner's Guide to Mastering the Serger. Beginner's Guide to Mastering the Serger. We want you to get those sergers out the box so that you are not afraid. You have a loving relationship. You love to thread that serger. You're comfortable with it. You know what all 4 threads are. You know what an upper looper is and a lower looper, the right needle and the left. All of those terms you're excited about because you have now enrolled yourself into the Serger Summit, and you're going to be comfortable in working with the surgeon. All right, so let's go over to the sewing machine and make sure. Perfect. All right, so here we are. We're going to take this one out first, and we are going to sew up these darts. And again, we're here for what? An hour? I'm going to get you to a place where you can finish this up. We are probably not going to finish this whole dress, but I'm going to continue sewing it at home and posting it in the Sewing Lounge Facebook group. So how does this work? Basically, I have lined up where I made those two small little notches, and then I have my needle right there on the fold, and I'm just going to sew from one end to the edge. Now, the type of sewing that I do, okay, guys, is not necessarily what my lovely, lovely counterpart Tisha would do. And the reason why is because I want to show you all some quicker techniques, because I know sometimes you guys are like, oh my God, I don't know enough time. I'm going to show you some quick ways to get through these darts without doing all of using your tracing paper and all that sort of thing. All right, so let's get started. All right, so we've got one. See how quick that was? All right, now let's get the second one. We're looking at where the fold is here. Where the pin is, that's going to be our fold. And then we have our two notches. All righty, and let's go ahead and get started with that. This is number 2. All right, number 2 is there. And now we're going to be moving. Oh, y'all, look, I'm loving this already. I love a good fabric placement, y'all. Look. Oh my gosh. Y'all see that? Oh. My two moms, Mama Fia, my birth mom will be proud at this moment. They're like, Cecily, that just lined up so nicely. I'll be like, thank you, Mom. Thank you, Mama Fia. Mama Fia is my sewing mom. All right, here we go. All right, number 3. Hopefully I'm not covering everything up, y'all. Can they see okay? Okay. See, I'm usually behind the camera pulling people's arms back, and I'm like, nobody's going to be here to pull my arm back when I'm blocking the camera. So have to trust Montez. Uh-oh, look, my needle fell out, but it's okay because I can see the hole where it was, so it's all right. All right.
Alright, now your hand is in the way.
Ah, it's in the way!
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
I knew I was going to forget. Okay, all right, so we got those together. All right. We're going to be taking our back pieces. Can I stay here for a second? I think you all can see that. All right, we're going to be taking our back pieces, and we're going to be doing our shoulder seams next. All right, so I'm going to take these shoulder seams. I don't have time to be pinning nothing, y'all. Don't be asking me about pinning. I'm kind of looking at which pieces I want to use. So these are more symmetrical. You look at this and this. So I'm going to use this for my outside, and this one I didn't purposely, but I didn't pay attention to the fabric placement. So you see how different that is? I'm going to use this for my lining, okay? So nobody's going to see that I didn't make it look all pretty and stuff. All righty.
And so we have a question in
Yeah.
the chat. Somebody said, curious, could you have drawn an A-line from the waist to make a dress? Would it be different than what you're creating?
Yes. You can put me on the front camera too. I'm gonna sew, but you can put the front camera up, yeah. So you're asking basically if I wanted to, where is the front piece? Create an A-line dress all the way from that top. Oh, don't let me fall out the chair, y'all. Right? If I wanted to come from this seam and go straight out that way, you can definitely do that. It's going to be a different project than what I'm doing now, because I am actually making this so that it's fitted at the waist and then it goes A-line from the waistline. All right, so slightly different, but both of them will be cute. Both of them will be functional. Um, but yeah, slightly different project. All right, let's come back over. So you can see my thread come out of my needle and me re-thread it. Oh, don't you guys love live TV? The live at 5. All right. All right, so we've got one piece here. Matching up those shoulder seams, guys. Matching up those shoulder seams.
Somebody said, I need her to teach me in my house.
You need what? She said,
I need her to teach me in my house.
Oh, Lord. Look, your house will be crowded with me and my 2.5 children. You be like, go back home, take those kids out of here. No, I got good kids, y'all. Y'all know that. Y'all know that. All right, so this one is done. Let's go ahead and do the main fabric real quick. All righty. Okay, 30 minutes, y'all. 30 minutes. I think we're doing well. We are well on our way into our bodice pieces. You all let me know, what are you all making at home? Let me know in the chat. All right, guys. Do as I say, not as I do. Make sure you're pinning these seams, okay? Do as I say. Pin your seams, iron them open, all those sorts of things. But for sake of getting through this project, we skipping a few things, y'all. All right. We've done the top. Let's look and see what's happening here. All right, so looking gorgeous already. Let me turn this on the right side. Looking good, looking good, looking good. Right, so we've finished the top. I think I'm gonna go ahead and sew the neckline next. And then we'll start adding the skirt. And the reason why I pause is because when you're sewing, you have it's almost like putting together a puzzle. And so sometimes if you sew one part of it before the other part, and then you're like, I should have done this first. Yeah, you should have. You should have. But we're gonna go ahead and do the neckline. And we don't have to worry about the sleeves because we're going to be setting our sleeves in there, and then we can put this in together. So let's go ahead and do that neckline. All right, so I'm going to be putting these pieces right side to right side. And of course, guys, you guys are going to be ironing your darts and everything. And I'm skipping these steps because I want to get through this project, okay? All right, so let's head to the cutting table so we can get this um, pinned. This is one area that I usually don't try to skip in terms of pinning because it can look real janky real fast, okay? So we want to make sure we're pinning this properly. You don't need a million pins, but you do want to have this pinned properly. Now we don't have to serge this either because sorry guys, I'm trying this the wrong way. All right, there we go. All right, so I like to start right there in that V because that V is the most important part of the dress. If the V don't line up, you have failed. No, you haven't failed, but that's the most noticeable part. That piece there. All right. If you were sewing this in your own leisure, you would have ironed these seams open. But I am sewing under pressure. So great. All right. And we got the Elisa, our buttercup iron is over here. I feel pressure already. Buttercup is here, ready to do some things. Alrighty. So when I go back over the sewing machine, I'm going to do two things. I'm going to sew around this whole neckline all the way from the back to the front. I am also going to start prepping my two straps. All right, so I'm going to be folding this lengthwise, hot dog style, right side to right side. And I don't want a straight edge. I always like to make that on a slant, so I'm going to go ahead and cut that slant now. All right, so we've got that right side. There is no particular measurement for this, guys. Just slant it. Okay, so you can get a nice edge there. So I'm going to be sewing these and sewing the neckline during this next section. And then we're going to be moving on to, I think we'll go to the sleeve next. All right, so let's head back over to the sewing machine. All right, so since I have these in my hand, I'm going to go ahead and sew both of them. And I also want to say, because I fully lined my bodice piece, I didn't need a serger for those first few steps. But if we were doing a facing or if we were folding, just folding down that neckline, we would actually want to have serged those shoulder seams. Will you ask Mama Josephine to come here for a second? Sure. Can you turn this strap and iron it for me? I got another one. Yes. We are making a new version of the melody. All right, so we are on the second strap, and as I'm sewing this, I asked my mother-in-law to turn the strap and iron it so we can keep this party moving.
Want the iron this way or the other way?
The other way. All right, so we're gonna get those turned. And as those are getting turned, we are going to sew our neckline that we just finished pinning. And everything we're sewing, we have a 1/2 inch seam allowance. All right, guys, we are getting to that center point at the bottom of the V. This has to be in the center. It has to be in the center, okay, guys? So just take your time when you get there, okay? Notice, and you're going to stop right at that fold that we created. Not one stitch over, not one stitch under, like right there on that fold. That's the only way you're going to get that V in the right place. Thank you. All right, so let's head over to the cutting table because we've got some corners to snip. You know, the funny thing is, I started off with one pair of scissors, and somehow, how did I get 3 pairs of scissors on my table? But these, you guys, have my name on it. These are, I don't know, aliases or something. Okay. Who else sews with more than one pair of scissors and don't know where they came from? All right. So I'm going to put this. This is the main side of the fabric. The other side is the lining. All right. So we're going to be clipping these. And I would actually, I know that these scissors are very reliable. The tip is very, what do you call it? Sharp. But if you know your tip of your scissors and you're really getting to just start in sewing, you want to use a smaller pair of scissors. In fact, you want to get your snippers out and do this work so you don't go over the seam. Okay? But for what we are doing, about every inch, you want to clip your curves. All right, perfect. All right. That is looking good. So, what's next? What's next? What's next? What's next? Alrighty. So let's see, we are 42. What should be next is understitching. Um, but we're going to skip understitching today so we can get through a few more steps of this particular dress, okay? All right, so I'm going to give this to my mother-in-law. She's going to iron this out, and then we're going to start working on the skirt, all right? But as you all can see, that seam is looking really good down the seam, front seam there. And then we're just going to get this ironed out. Thank you. All right, so let's get our skirt pieces out. Y'all, we got a couple things we want to do. All right, what the heck? We got to put our pockets in there. Let's get those out. If we don't finish something, it's because we always have to have pockets, okay? So we're going to measure down. Let's see. Let me get down here. All righty. All right, so we're going to be putting these pockets on the right side. So it's right side to right side, okay? And this is about, there are no markings for this pocket. So this is going to be about, I want to say 2 inches from the top of my skirt, okay? Again, I'm not doing a whole lot of measuring because I want you all to have the freedom to do this work, okay? That everything doesn't have to be so exact with the measuring. Now, I know some of my quilters will probably say something otherwise. It has to be exact. Maybe not Janet, because she's the improv queen. But I like to just get things done, you know? Anybody out there just want to get it done? This is a good quality fabric, so I can't really tell the right from the wrong side, so I'm picking a side. And I'm going to go ahead and sew these pocket pieces to my skirt. And then I'm going to continue on and sewing my skirt side seams. We're making our way on this skirt, y'all. All right, let's head back over to the sewing machine. All right, so let's zip through this. Start with the front piece. Yeah, I can't wait to wear this dress. It's gonna be a long time coming, but maybe next summer. But I did make it in a size large so that I can wear it one day. Y'all quiet. Any questions about anything?
No questions. Everybody was just saying what they were working on.
Okay, what do y'all got? What are you guys working on?
So Tracy is finishing the zipper pouch.
Nice.
Beverly said bucket hat and a tote bag.
Nice.
Cindy's working on her Anita. Jennifer's working on her Daphne. Chanel's working on teacher mug rugs.
Oh yeah, nice. So for the end of the school year. I never make my children's teachers anything. Chanel, you're like a shining example. I think my daughter's graduating from middle school. I'm gonna make her teacher something. Chanel, send me a picture of what you're making. I don't want to have to think too hard. If only sewing a dress was this fast every single time. That would be really nice. I know y'all can't see the pocket. This is the pocket there. Okay, last pocket piece. Looks good. Thank you so much. All right. I don't think I need anything ironed. I'll holler.
Okay.
I think that everything else doesn't need much ironing. Yeah.
The pocket maybe? They don't.
No. We're on the home stretch, guys. I hope you all make this melody revamped. Do you guys have the melody pattern at home? Let me know. All right, so we're going around. I put the front and backs together at the side seam. So that's what I'm sewing now. And I'll show you guys once we get over there. And when we go around the pocket, we want to sew about a 1/2 inch down into the pocket. So make sure that we catch both sides. There's no hole there. And again, you guys would have spent the time to pin your pockets first, okay? All right, we are approaching that pocket seam. Okay. All right, one side done. We've officially got one pocket, which is nice. All right, so I just got my 2 pieces. I'm gonna sew this. I'm gonna show you all once we get back to the cutting table what I just did, because I know I didn't demonstrate that very well. But just hold on 1 second, hold on to the process. And I will clarify this step for you all. Does everybody follow along okay? Let me know in the chat. Has everybody signed up for the Serger Summit? And the reason why I asked is because I am going to take a moment to serge around this pocket, okay? If you have not signed up or you don't know what it is, type serger in the chat. And Marquez is going to explain to you what the serger is.
In great detail.
In great detail for you all. Exactly. Okay, so let me just do one side. And at first I was going to change the thread for you guys, but considering that we are approaching the top of the hour, I am just going to serge it with the various colors. And I think this is important. I'm just fixing the thread, guys. Okay. For you guys to see where each thread goes. Ooh. Alrighty. So we're just going to do one side, and then we're going to switch back to the sewing machine. All right, so this is a serger. This is a 4-thread serger. All right, so let's head over to the cutting table real quick. Just got a couple more steps. All right, so I just want to show you all the finishing of the seam here that I used. Can you see that at all? Not really. Well, should I go back to the other table? All right, hold on. Let me go back here. All right. Is that any better? Can y'all see that?
Yeah.
All right, so all these various colors on top of all of the variety of colors in the fabric make it hard to see. But basically, we have cut and finished this edge, so we don't have to worry about fraying or anything like that, okay? So that is the purpose of the serger. And again, if you have not registered for the Serger Summit, just type serger in the chat, and we can get you started in this lovely world of serging. All right, so let's go back to the cutting table, and we're going to get this skirt together. All right. So this is where we are. We've got the bottom part of the skirt here, and we've got the bodice. So before we attach the bodice to the skirt, we're going to add the straps or the belt here. All right. So I'm going to put mine. Actually, I'm going to fold mine down a little bit. All right. Oh. All right. Sorry, guys. So we're just going to put this in the side seams. And we are almost there, guys. I know it doesn't seem like it, but it's coming to an end. Cut off this. I can tell these are not my scissors. Ha. There we go. All All right, so let me think. I think it'll be fine flat. Sometimes I like to make a fold in it because it may be too wide, but we can take a moment and see. All right, so we're gonna put that one here. And this is on the main fabric. And we're gonna put the other one on this side. The only thing you wanna do, which I just did not do, is to give yourself some seam allowance so we can add the actual skirt. So let's move it up just a teeny bit. In that case, I think I am gonna fold it because I think that's gonna be way too wide. All right, so I folded that there. All right. So this is we're going to be working on the side seam of the bodice. So we're going to fold these together. And we're going to be sewing the strap in the seam as well as doing the side seam at the same time. So we're killing two birds with one stone. And we're going to do the same thing for the lining as well. After we do this, we'll have two more seams and then some finishings that we will not do on camera. Martez, you're gonna have to give me like 10 minutes.
That's okay.
Okay. Family, we gotta get 10 more minutes to finish this project, y'all. 10 more minutes. And I want to make sure I show you guys. All right. All right. All right, so let's do these side seams. And can you switch the cameras for me? All right. Got 4 to do. Clock is ticking. Oh, my hand is all in the way. Sorry, guys. All right. We got 1. Thought I pinned all of them, but I guess I missed one. I think what we'll do is one sleeve. So we can at least get a picture of how this is gonna look. And then I'll finish it up and show you guys the finished products in our Facebook group. All right, let's go back to the cutting table. Oh yeah, that looks great. All right, so we've got our side seams together. I want to get this skirt on. We'll do one sleeve and we'll close it out. But it's not over. It's not forever over, guys. It's not forever over. Just want you all to see what you can do with the melody. Now, what I'm doing now is just measuring to see, because this is two different patterns, I have a little bit of gap. So I'm going to drop this center seam just a little bit so I can get some more space in there. So it'll match up a little bit better. Can y'all see that? This is going to give me a little bit more, make this seam a little bit longer. Do the same thing for the back. Perfect. Alrighty. I'm gonna do a little trick. These are my Cecily. I got Cecily secrets, but I also got Cecily tricks. I'm gonna sew this up. Oh, not quite all the way, but let's head over to the cutting table. I mean the sewing machine. We're gonna start sewing this on. I have a lot of fabric going on here. All right, we are sewing the skirt. And I'm starting from the center. Why? Because I didn't pin it all the way around. All right, that's why I'm starting from the center, and I'm gonna go back on the other side. This is my Cecily cheat, so that I know that my skirt is lined up. Flip, starting at the center point. You guys still hanging in there? All right. Let's go to the front camera here. All right, so let's see how far we've gotten to this point. I feel like, guys, this is going to be a a two-part sew along with Cecily so that we can get through this because I do want to show you all the zipper and I do want to show you all. I don't want to skip over the sleeve part. Um, so I think I would just do a second part. I'm gonna look at my schedule and get that back on there. Every project I thought I could do it in an hour, but I could not get it all done. But we have gotten very close, and I see a little pucker here, and I have a pen. Let me get this pen out. Perfect. This is a size 8 dress form, so it is a lot bigger than the size of this dress. But this is very different than what we started with. So I am likely going to take my strap when I'm making, it's kind of giving me a little bit of a Sheba, a little bit of with the belt. But I love the contrast, guys. Make sure y'all don't skip on the contrast because that's what's really setting this off. But let me make her a little bit longer. I mean, a little bit taller. Y'all can see more of the bottom. Y'all see that? Okay, I think she's real cute. Okay. Look, we're gonna do a part 2. Y'all let me know the time and the place. No, I'm kidding. I'm gonna let y'all know the time and the place. But I'm loving how we went from the melody. This melody top, we did combine it with the Kelly skirt, but I'm liking where we're going with it. Yeah. So our features, we changed the neckline. Is that still on the camera? No. We changed our neckline. We double faced the neckline. We added some straps. We cannot go anywhere without pockets. Okay. We have a whole full skirt. And Melody was gathered, guys. In the next video, what we're going to do is finish off. We'll do the finishings. We'll add the sleeves. We'll do the zipper, and we'll be done. I think that'll be all of like a 30-minute little part 2 of the Melody Top revamped. So I want to thank you all so much for tuning in with Sewing with Cecily. I'm sorry we didn't get to finish everything, but I feel like everything that I showed you guys in terms of changing the pattern was very important. I didn't want to skip through that and do it really fast. So I hope you all enjoyed it. Again, if you have not registered for the Serger Summit, you want to type Serger in the chat. The last thing is our membership is open. It ends tonight. If you want to learn more about our membership program, type in the chat. And you'll get that information as well. All right. With that being said, enjoy your evening. I hope you all had a wonderful time sewing with me, and I can't wait to see you all next time. All right. Bye.